What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. Look, if you see the thumbnail, that's Killmonger in the Black Panther after he became the Black Panther, and they covered you with the purple sand, and then you kind of go off into like an astro plane type of world. He would wind up back in Oakland with his father, and he would be a kid, and then he'll be an adult Killmonger talking to his dad, and you'll see the glow of Wakanda in the background because he's so far away from it because he didn't grow up there. And I was thinking about that in the sense of, what is that old African proverb? If the kid doesn't feel the love of the community, he'll burn it down to feel the warmth, something like that. If I didn't get it right, I can tell. I know something's off. But in conjunction with listening to a brother on YouTube talk about, the community, like what are people supposed to do for the community? And it's like, well, can we ask the question, what did the community do for these kids? Were they separated from the community? Because it's the small things, that count. I remember a long time ago, I ran into a kid in my community, in the area that I stay. He was a young brother. He was selling lemonade. Had a lemonade stand. He was on the corner in his neighborhood selling lemonade. I was working. So I pull up to the lemonade stand. Well, he's like, "Hey, would you buy some lemonade?" I was like, and I'm not a person who normally carries cash. So I was like, "Well, how much?" And he was like, 50 cents. So I gave him $5, right? And I just told him, pass out 10 lemonades. I'm good. Pass out 10 lemonades. So years go by. Kid grows. I'm walking in the gym one day, and kid's looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and he looking at me, and I'm looking at him. Sometimes I feel like somebody's watching me. Anyway. And it's like, I know you, but he was at least a good 6 inches shorter. and at least a good 40 pounds, lighter, right? From back then. He was smaller, smaller and shorter. And he's looking, he's like, "Hey, ain't you da 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 da?" It's like, "Yeah, you remember you gave me $5 for the lemonade?" I was like, "You grew, dog." And I tell that story to say this. If the kids in your neighborhood don't have stories of when the people in their neighborhood, in their community, did things for them that weren't their family, then you have to understand that this might be a problem. Sometimes when people are on that, I looked up to the drug dealers, that bullshit. A lot of times what that was these drug dealers were buying these kids things, and technically their loyalty from time to time. They'll go to a burger stand, he'll buy them a burger. Corner store, buy them some candy. Stuff like that. I remember they had that dope commercial where the kids were studying in a restaurant. It's like the restaurant, the cook was black, the kids were black, they were chilling. And one of the kids was like, "Hey, let's go do this, and that." And the other kids was like, "Listen, man, I got to go study. I'm going to keep studying. I'm working on this." And when some of the kids left, the cook brought the food. And he was like about to pay, and he was like, "No, it's on me." He's like, "What?" He basically told the guy, "Good job for making a good decision. So this burger and fries and shake or whatever is on me." And that commercial always stuck with me because you can't ask these people who you want to come back into the community to help the community when ultimately the community didn't have any relationship with them. As a matter of fact, especially in more dysfunctional communities. You have adults asking kids for stuff. You know, you have your drunks and your addicts and your scam artists asking kids for stuff. And you wind up in a situation where more adults have asked you for something that you have than adults have given you anything of what they had. And it's like, oh, that's a problem. You know. And I would think about that because sometimes you would go places, and I've done this before in other places, like you go somewhere and you can see the look on somebody's face like, I can't afford it. I can't get it. And you know that look. And then you just go buy something. Or what are you about to do? What you about to get? I was going to get such and such, but like, okay. And you order it and then you buy it and then you go here and you leave. You don't have to be, I mean, a nice gesture is a nice gesture, even if it's, if you can't afford to do something grand, right? But to ask these people, you know, to be so heavily invested in the community that wasn't invested in them is probably not the best idea. So that's just my thoughts on this. Tell me what you think. Like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch y'all on the next one. Peace.